All right. Good morning, good morning, good morning. What is up, Gary? What is up, King Carnage? What is up, Devontae? W, good morning to all of you. Got about a minute before the market opens. Make sure to check the Levels and Swings channel for your morning update. Nothing changed from my last night or yesterday post, I guess you could say. So, should be good still. Oh, I just remembered I need to ban someone from chat. There's a fake Bueller in chat. Members. I guess somebody already got him. Hmm. Look how well this area reacted, by the way. This was posted before, I mean, almost 24 hours. No, actually, it's a little bit less than that. Before this market even opened. So it's kind of cool to see this not just start over one of our targets, but push through the second target. Didn't get to the all-time high, but this was supposed to be like a third target, like for the week kind of thing, not for one day. So this was already crazy. So I do kind of expect a high probability high like test of this area. Like I think we have to come back down and see like is this truly bullish? If we do see a pullback, and if we do see an area like that break, we'll probably have to just start shorting everything because it looks like it will pull back. But if this area continues to hold and we're above this highlighted area here, we can just expect high probability price action that will bounce. Similar to this. I can't tell you how many people I saw trying to short this too early. But we had this charted, so it was like, okay, well, clear as day, it's trying to hold and go up still. So that's kind of just TLDR on what our plan is for the day on SPY. Kind of bases itself from this area, and we'll see what we get from there. But this area here, definitely directional. Will be key for direction. And good morning to everybody in the stream. Hope you guys had a good night. If you guys missed it, we did a full day stream yesterday, open to close. Very cool. Actually, pre-market to close, but very cool. We did stocks, then we played Battlefield 6, and then we jumped in back into stocks for a swing stream. So we did pretty much everything we could yesterday. Talked about a shit ton of stuff too. What's up, Alice? How you doing, man? IWN failed the PDCP market. See if it holds. Jesus, this thing's already fucking doing that. Damn. They're through the PDCP. They're at previous day low. I know I answered you a little late, but damn. I'd wait for that one. You could probably delete this title. Just to not confuse ourselves. I would definitely see on the 1 minute. I'd go down to the 1 minute if I was being honest with you. Which I guess I am being honest with you. So let's go down to the 1 minute. And I would definitely draw like this day's low. The previous day. The supply. If you don't remember how to draw that, you find the low of the day first. So it's actually this candle. And then you go to the top of the last red candle before reversal up. So in this case, it's the entirety of the opening candle on the 1 minute. Add a couple days to it. Make your chart look pretty. Go back to your original time frame. And I would genuinely try to see if that breaks or not. Because this day is such a range between... Look, I can show you. It's a range between kind of like here's all-time high. But they gapped up to that, and then they sold it off. So this is almost like invisible right here, right? There's like nothing here. So technically, like the all-time high is like right here, if you're not counting this. And it's rejecting it, and then, as you can see again, rejecting it again. So I would wait to see if this is holding, because you just came off of a gap up. So I would heavily be more focused on the gap up than I would anything else from this chart. So if you want to draw that, you can. Go from here to here. Draw that level there. Or just adjust this one. What the hell? Oh, I duplicated. That freaked me out for a second. Remove all this other junk. That can stay. Those can stay. So I'd focus on the gap. And then, of course, this. So if it breaks this, watch this, or whatever this turned out to be. Oh, damn, I was close. There you go. I'd watch it like that. And yeah, good looks on Apple. Anybody in my VIP floor, you definitely need to be checking that channel every day. Both of these charts are in there. I watch these two for a reason. Amazon and Apple are honestly very scalpable, very swingable. They're just versatile stocks you could trade. It's pretty awesome. Good call out, Devontae. It made you take a break yesterday. I'll be honest, I didn't have any issues with my brokerage, so I just kept kicking ass. I do feel bad for anybody though that like had to fuck with that, cause, dude, I didn't realize though how much shit AWS actually messed with. If you think the brokerage shit we witnessed was everything, dude, that was only part of the mountain. That was like the foot of the mountain compared to everything else I witnessed. So the things I saw, there were like we saw it in my own stream actually when we were playing Battlefield 6 for like 40 minutes or an hour, I guess. Dude, we literally couldn't load certain things. So I googled it and I was like cuz Fipo said it in my channel, my chat. He's like, "Yo, could this be AWS related?" I think he did say it is AWS related. I googled it and it was like, "Yeah, their servers are connected." So there was actually so much shit involved with AWS going down tomorrow or yesterday, tomorrow. Foreshadow, foreshadow, foreshadow. But yeah, I was pretty impressed by that because I had no idea. I mean, I think we've all heard like AWS is very important, but I've never heard how much shit it actually connected, and it connects a lot. There was like streaming services too that were like fucking up because the data and the servers are literally from AWS. So that was kind of an issue. WAP was messing up. What were we doing on there? Sports books. Yeah, dude. It honestly amazed me how much shit was affected by it. Because, like, I think I've always heard that it's very important, but I've never heard, like, a list of things that it's connected to or that, like, that relies on it and stuff like that. You know, that blew my mind. But yeah, I'm happy it's, is it back up all the way or is there still, like, some things that are still getting, like, fixed? Do you want to know what woke me up today? Fucking, I don't even know what caused this either, so I'm actually confused. I need to Google this later, but I have a battery backup, and it randomly like beeped its ass off this morning. It woke me up. By the way, guys, be sure to drop a like on the stream if you're in here. And honestly, if you haven't had the time to do it, I would go skim through the yesterday's stream if you ever get bored today. Just because yesterday's stream was like closer to 7 hours, so I would definitely go peep that. You could skip over the Battlefield shit, but the first part of the day was awesome. Last part of the day where we just kind of covered swing stuff, very awesome. We got to cover a lot of different topics, and I always love streams like that when we could just cover everything in one day. So if anybody was there yesterday live, they got to catch a lot. If you go back and review it and skim through it a little bit, maybe you'll catch some of those conversations. But I don't blame you if you don't watch it all. It's literally almost 7 hours, like I said. How did everyone sleep last night? Anybody dream of anything cool? You guys dream of any dragons or red candles or green candles or anything like that? Again, if you're just now tuning into the stream, or maybe you didn't catch it when I covered it, this highlighted area on the screen, this is kind of what decides direction for the day based on how we look at things. And this is just a supply, I think it's of 1015, 1016. I honestly can't remember now. I've typed it out like 500 times and I still can't remember it. But yeah, it's a supply of a high, and we held over it yesterday. We're starting above it today. So it feels kind of inevitable that we'll go down to test it at the very least. But as long as we're holding it or holding above it or building base around it, should still keep going up. Any loss of this area, though, can definitely cause a bigger pullback than I think some of us are ready for. So be careful. Also, it's very popular to see a break and retake, so it wouldn't be that surprising to me if we were to like break it and then within the next like candle or two retake the area again. And this is what can cause a lot of what a lot of people call liquidity grabbing. But it's honestly just a necessity. I don't think people realize liquidity grabbing is like kind of like a market mechanic. If you think about it deep, if everyone's betting on the same side or something looks super obvious and it looks super bullish and everybody jumps into calls, that's not going to go up. It's literally impossible. It can't go up. If everybody buys shares, it can't go up. There has to be a loser. So sometimes you'll see those just to make the chart not as obvious, and it causes a stir in the price action. Oh, the Blue Jays made your night. Yeah, I forgot about that, honestly. I haven't really been watching sports this year. It's a weird year for me. Still seeing a little bit of a pullback on SPY from the open. Again, it's important that you each day give yourself context. I would say talking to yourself like that is very key. Like what I just did. From the open, what are we doing? From the previous day close, from the recent high that we just made, from the area that we think we have direction. I think that's important that you talk to yourself in a directional sense. Speaking to yourself, like I said, you sound a little crazy, but it's good practice. Also, aren't we waiting on some news today? Let me go check the weekly news channel. No, there's nothing that crazy today, actually. Tomorrow, Wednesday, an hour after the open, there's crude oil data. And then on Friday, an hour before the open, you have CPI data. And then Friday, 15 minutes after the open, you have PMI data. And then there's a bunch of earnings this week, too. But not a bunch of, heavy companies. But definitely some companies you'll recognize. Definitely peep that channel if you didn't already. So there's really nothing that crazy today. Be sure to drop a like on the stream if you guys are liking some of the breakdowns that you're hearing. And if you have access in the Discord, make sure you are checking out on the channels. There is a couple other tickers posted. It's not just SPY, but I like to kind of focus on SPY in the stream. It's weird. This morning feels slow, but yesterday felt so fast. It has to be related to the amount of movement or something. Cause man, I like would look over at my clock and I'd be like, okay, bet, it's market open. I wouldn't check for like what felt like 10 minutes. I look back at that clock. It's been like 3 hours. That was actually weird yesterday. It was legit like 11:30 when I checked it. So far this morning, in terms of sectors, the only sector that's up massively in a way that could actually impact SPY is discretionary. And the only sector down enough to hurt SPY enough is tech. So you actually have two of your sectors that you want to be working together, working against each other right now. So right now, I would definitely be peeping back and forth between your XLK and your XLY chart and see when can these line up and in which direction do they line up. Does Amazon's sector pull back down with tech and we see a bigger red candle on SPY? Do they continue to be a mixed battle today? And that's what keeps SPY a little bit more red to green, green to red. Or does tech recover and we see new highs today? Who knows? But I would definitely keep an eye on your XLY and your XLK charts for a little bit of insight on short-term direction. Because right now it looks like we are pulling back towards that highlighted area. XLY, XLK, both kind of double confirming that. So I would definitely peep those. Go back and forth between those a little bit every now and then. Or just keep an eye on them like I am. Like just a second ago, that was, as I was bringing it up, that was a little higher than that. This is a little lower. So there's been a little bit of movement since then. Every other sector on there is important, but not as important as those two. Your banks and your comms are slightly green, and then your healthcare, staple, and energy stocks are slightly red. Healthcare is flat. Like I said, guys, be sure to share the stream link around and drop a like on the stream. Yesterday, I can't speak English. You guys fucking killed it. If you guys go to yesterday's stream, that stream got crazy views. Oh, there's Battlefield 6. But yeah, over 40 likes. Fucking almost 400 clicks. Like, guys, that's insane. For this channel that, like, died at one point, that's pretty insane. All right, and now we have some better risk reward for longs. So if we continue to see this hold, if we continue to see higher lows, that is a great sign. If you see a break and retake and you didn't join the trade yet, that could be an even better entry, honestly. So if you see the break and retake, just know you're in heaven. If we continue to see the hold like we did kind of toward the middle part of yesterday, you know, it's not going to be that surprising if we do see a move up after that. But like I said, any loss of this area, any break of this, and then like lower highs or just weakness under really, that can bring high probability situations to push down towards not just like this meet right here where this kind of stopped for a second before moving up more, but the yesterday's open. We got this level here. We got the 50% of this gap up here. We got the previous day close. We got a lot to look at. Our 2-day ago close, sorry. So there's a lot of levels below if we do go down. So it's not like it's just, you know, helpless. There's things there. But still looking, again, higher probability says that we should hold this just because we're already above it. We're pushing down to it from a flat open. Nothing crazy is coming out today unless some news comes out randomly that we're not ready for. But still looking good for buyers. But I like to throw in that precaution for anybody who does happen to see that area break, because I don't want you to think, oh, well, fuck, there goes our plan. Can't trade today. No, if it breaks, you could still take a trade. This area is very, very important. If you guys have anything to share, ask, or just drop in the YouTube chat, feel free to interact, engage. Feel free to let me know how you're feeling this morning. I'm sure some of you are bored out of your absolute minds watching some of this right now, especially after how we started the week. But I think it's fair enough to assume there should be some level of ranging today. Whether it's in the morning, lunch, or end of day, I don't know. But we have to say that just because, again, we opened higher and we went through 2 targets for the week in one day on the first day of the week. So it's not that crazy to think that we shouldn't see a super wild day today, right? There could definitely be some movement. Don't get me wrong. There could be plenty of movement. But there should be some level of consolidation today or show of strength around this key area. So I'll have to see what that's like. So I would say today, more important than yesterday, definitely need to be more patient today. Just because of that context. Does that make sense? Did that make sense how I put that? I know I'm not the greatest with the English dictionary. Nice, Devontae. What's up, Matty Ice? Matty Ice boy? Yo, yo, yo. Yo, yo, yo. TTD is paying, going strong. Are you still in that? I'm actually happy for you. Bro, if anybody's been listening to anything I've ever said about TTD, it's been this man, Mikey. We've personally called it out like twice, but gone over it like 4 times. And each time we've just been like, yeah, this is probably going to go up soon. And it just keeps paying. I didn't know we'd be so good at the trade desk. I had no idea. I'm happy for you, Mikey. Good shit. And good job taking the risk. That's all credit to you, of course. Very, very nice. Yeah, I've been watching my UPS. Still got the runner. And my boy Guys, hold up. I have to look at Target. Oh my god. I might need a TP on this runner. I was like in the mindset of I'm not going to check this for 2 days. That might have to change right now. Oh my god, we're in the fucking money. I forgot we had 93. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's fucking go. I have to check the UPS chart or the UPS chain now. Oh my god, dude. It's one of those moments where like you're just happy because you weren't really paying attention to your final part of your position. It's just like kicking ass and you're not paying attention. Oh my god. Bro, and right after that, this song comes on. UPS runner we have for another month. So we'll probably keep the UPS runner. Damn, man. They come around, but they never come close to. What's 3,300 divided by 125? All right, updated target, fully out of that finally. UPS runner still has a month, currently up about 26.4%. You can keep a stop on the contract at 15% or break even if you want. But 15%, I say that just so you can still keep some of your gains on your runner, even though we profited already on the main part of the position. And it still has time, so you might as well just do it. Or if you get out now with that, you could just always wait for another entry as well. Just because this is one of those stocks in the chat which we call out for options and shares. Same for Target, actually. It's funny that we're bringing those two up today. These are two that I've been calling out for shares as well as options here just recently. So, very cool. I'm very happy about the Target trade, though. Like, you have no idea. I called that out at 0.77. Yesterday, we trimmed it at 0.92, and I was like, okay, that's a good win. Not anything crazy. But we kept the runners on UPS and Target, and I'm so fucking glad we did, because that runner is basically up 100%. Very fucking happy about that. Alright, let's go back to SPY. We can glaze that later. Still testing that area, nothing crazy. Again, we're still bullish as long as we hold that. And updated the D-Dog swing as well. All swings updated. I can focus on my stream now. Oh, what's going on, guys? Who is all in here? What are you nerds doing? I have a 95, but what a nice pump. Dude, good shit. Holding 100 on UPS. Good shit. Anybody in Target with me? Are you guys all nerds? I was really hoping people would swing Target with me because it looked good and it was like less than $80 per contract. That was one of those plays where I was like really hoping people would just join that one. Either way, though, I'm happy for the play. I made money. Oh, your 95 is on Target. Oh, you're a god. I hope it hits 95 for you today. I'm all out, but I hope it keeps going up for you. I hope it pumps its ass off. You have no idea how well I wanted that to work out, too. I was telling myself, like, wow, I really want all my upside plays to keep doing really good, and then I want the market to, like, allow any downside plays to happen as well. So there's plenty of tech charts that are going down right now, but we still found charts that went up. That was my goal. D-Dog is not working out how I wanted right now, but it's not down that bad yet. Down about $12 right now. I'm honestly impressed it's not falling more, though. Because I was genuinely waiting for it to reject this, and it did that twice yesterday. So now I'm like, bet this should just dump today. I really wanted this to work out as like a three-way swing where like my upside plays worked and then my downside play worked. So far it's working, but we'll have to see how we close out D-Dog. It looks like we're going to be closing D-Dog for a small loss, though. But I don't have any confirmation over that level yet, but I'm keeping an eye on it. Pretty much out of that if 157 holds. Oust. The coin emoji is kind of cool looking. Fuck yes, Target. God, I wanted that to work so bad. And if you were in the stream over the past couple days, like I know I did one stream at the end of the week last week and then one this week, yesterday, full day. Dude, we covered so much TA. If you were just in here asking questions, engaging, interacting, you've probably had a really good feel for the market recently. And I'm not glazing just everybody who watches me. I just mean like the people who've actually been like actively watching have definitely been eating. I don't know anybody who's not been like actively engaging with me every day, talking about me with my plans, going over the swing stuff, going over the day trade stuff. Those people are kicking fucking ass right now. If you ever feel down or depressed, just take a small break, come back, and just focus. Stop paying attention to all this side noise. Stop trying to trade every day. Shit blows my mind. If I tried to swing trade every day, I would miss trades like Target and UPS. I would never find those charts. Oh, nice garden. You closed it yesterday, I see. Fair enough. I'll even tell you why in a little bit, why I continued to hold those runners for Target and UPS. Or for Target especially, because there was a really, really big market-wide reason. Today's probability of going down to hold this area first and then going back up is very high. So if we have any like staple like stocks that are like consolidating or in a very small bullish setup with really good risk reward, those plays are going to pop up for a day or two at the very least. They might go more, but high probability says we should definitely try to find those charts for 1 to 2 days. Should I be trying to swing trade Apple and Amazon and Tesla and Nvidia every day? No. So I'm just proud of our macro analysis. If anybody's been in here just paying attention or even just checking out the posts from the Discord channel, you've been eating. We have now finally tested this area. Now, when I mean trying to hold this, do I mean just one touch and go? No. I mean probably see a couple candles hold it, see a little bit of a move up. This is what we call an impulse move. And then a move that comes back down to hold as a higher low, and that will be your big confirmation. You could actually see that's what happened right here. Came back down. This is kind of your impulse move. It's nothing that crazy. They came back down. They held the area in question. Sometimes they don't have to go down. Sometimes they'll just hold halfway point of the impulse, like just go to like right here in this instance, and then go back up. But that would just tell you that they're a little bit more bullish than you were probably ready for. They don't always have to go down to the key area. Sometimes they only go down to the 50% point. Biotech sucks, but that chart, I love that chart. I'll check it out here in a second. Actually, I'll look at it right now because that's Tobias asking. He's on a different time than us. Wow, you're not joking. This actually doesn't look like shit. I was going to say that too. I was like, I fucking hate when people tell me to look at biotech. But to be honest with you, that is probably the best looking biotech chart I've ever seen. I know I looked at it for like 3 seconds, but that whole like pull and then consolidation is just, it looks very healthy. I'll say that much. Yeah. Oh, man. It's only been 38 minutes. I'm telling you, dude, today's moving slow. Not just the chart, the Time feels slow today. Alright, guys, I'm cutting D-Dog at 130. We lost 32 buckaroos. On the D-Dog swing. Yes, UPS. Yes. Do your thing. Bro, that shit's almost at 170. It is at 170. 168. Bro, holy shit. I can't stop staring at it. Your tech chart went up a lot more. Discretionary. Your tech chart is still kind of where it was at when we talked about it earlier, but you did get another sector turn green. And one of the flat sectors turned green. That's really all that changed on your sectors. So you're probably like a little bit more bullish than you were a moment ago. Which is really good timing that we see that step up a little bit as we approach the key area for direction. Meaning probability saying, hey, we're trying to go up here. Now, will the pacing of us going up be enough to make a fuck ton of money on? Who knows? Will they range here for a while first and then lunchtime we see that move? Who knows? Because there isn't really anything coming out today, so there's no need for this to have to go anywhere instantly. It did its thing yesterday. Today just needs to hold. They could break, end of day retake. They could really fuck with people today. As of right now, they're doing a great job of testing that area first and trying to hold it. We'll see what happens here after another 10, 20, 30 minutes. We need a little bit more price action than just one touch, as I was just explaining a moment ago. Again, guys, feel free to share the stream link around and drop a like on the stream. If you guys have anything to ask or say or interact, please feel free to. No scalps yet. We did close out 2 different swings. Actually, 3 different swings. No, wait. No, 2. We're still in the UPS runner. I thought I'd close it for a second because, like, wait, no, I didn't. Because there was a moment where, like, we could close this, but we got a month. Really happy about Target. A little disheartened about D-Dog. I don't understand how all of tech moves down. And my boy D-Dog's like, haha, get fucked. So, small loss, but still, it's like, damn, that was a really good setup. So, would have loved to have gotten all 3 swings right in the same day, but it's okay. I'll take 66% of them. I will take that win rate. 2 out of 3, that ain't bad. Especially when my last, like, 10 swings, all of my, like, weird name tickers are the big winners. Like, Target. When the fuck have I ever called out Target? Never. Did great on it. TTD. When the fuck has Bueller ever called out TTD? All of a sudden, it's just hitting every time we call it out. So, It's funny how we're doing good on the tickers I didn't think I was going to do good on it, and I'm doing not as great on the tickers that I normally do great on. So I've been edging into my advantage, though. Every time I see that, I'm like, I think I'll go heavier on target. I only had one D-Dog. I had like 8 or 9 target at one point. So it depends on like what kind of size you put into each trade. And honestly, I've been noticing the weird tickers that I don't normally trade as heavy have been a lot more enjoyable. To be fair, though, my reasoning is also a lot deeper on some of those plays. Like, target itself is crazy how deep the analysis was on that one. Like, not just for getting in, but for why we kept holding, too, for the runner. Because it just, so much shit made sense. Like I just explained, SPY probably needed to just kind of have a buffer day, even if it's just the beginning. Damn, I thought a country as hell there. A buffer day, even if it's just the morning session. And that's like a perfect thing for a chart like Target. You've been long XBI calls for a week or so till November 21st. That's the same expiration as the UPS play. XBI, is this like an ETF? Yeah, I was going to say, it has that vibe. XBI just feels like an ETF name. Damn. The daily is crazy looking. Honestly, the monthly is even crazier. It's crazy too, Maddie, because you could say it's just now getting started now that it's over those highs, but it didn't just start. It's been doing this for months. That's funny to look at. All right, guys, we're still getting our bounce. Everything is working as intended. I won't lie, though. I do kind of want more price action to hold this first, but I guess we can't be mad if it does go up off of not as much consolidation today because of how much it had yesterday. And it didn't really, like, launch from that. It just kind of went up once and then chilled. So there's still some room for movement. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them or throw them out. If anything is resonating with you, please feel free to let me know what's helping you, what isn't helping you. Do not suffer in silence. There's a lot of good people in this community that want to see you win. Sorry, I had to read the code on my battery backup. It says there's a fault. I don't know what the fuck that means. EO2. Sitting at 30%, good shit. Oh, my battery's dying. Okay. Well, that's good to know. Looks like I need to get a different battery back up soon. Damn, that's pretty good then. I've had this same battery backup. It's like a little one next to my feet. I've had this same one for like multiple years. Not a single issue. We had that freeze in Texas. This thing helped me through some of it, not all of it. But to be fair, it's not a big battery backup. There was a couple times when the power outages happened here. Shit helped me out. Honestly, you know what's funny? Here in Texas, whenever the power goes out, which it doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen more than I swear some of you. Because some of you like make fun of me when it goes out again. But the one thing I turn on when I have my battery back up and the power is out is I unplug everything. I unplug my computer, I unplug everything. Because I don't want things to turn back on and like anything ruined. And I unplug everything and then I plug my fan in to the battery backup. I have like an extra fan on the ground. I will literally plug that in because it gets so fucking hot. And then during the freeze when the power was out, I had this like warm up blanket thing you could plug in, and I would plug that in, and I would just, oh my god, I'd be so toasty on my cold floor. By the way, this bounce is massive. I was trying to combine two words all at once. I'm not on drugs, I'm just tired. I was on drugs to get tired though. The medical kind. Strong bounce, guys. Anybody liking these updates? If you guys need anything else, let me know. I'm going to go drop an update in the Discord real quick. Huh? Oh my god, Mikey. Oh, to be fair, this is like where this is at right now. The quote is just as high as where we trimmed the other day. So this actually isn't anything new for our contract. There must have been more extrinsic hope and belief yesterday when the price, when the value was bouncing. Dude, Mikey, fuck yes. Bro, Target, UPS. Let's fucking go, man. You just can't fucking lose when you got these stocks on the watch list, man. TTD, Target, and UPS have been so good to us. I'll never look down on them the same. I look up to them now. Yeah, Target, UPS, not giving a fuck. This one really not giving an F. I mean, you saw me take profit a little bit above 93. I was happy with 93.08 or 93.10. Like, I was cool with that. Because to be honest with you, because we have such a short dated expiration, I can't hold that long. But I was aware that this was already near a target. This is already hitting the 55. So the fact that it's still going up more, the only other target that you could really be watching is the high of that candle. I marked the wrong thing. To the open of that candle. And it's already in between those. And has been for a little while. Like, even before I got out. So I would be very careful of this area as a whole. If you're in the target swing. Especially if you were in the target swing with the same expiration as me. If you're in the same expiration as me and you're still sitting here going, how can I trick myself into holding this longer? You are a fucking moron. This is a great time to get the hell out of this trade. And it went 70 cents higher than when I got out. 80 cents higher. Within minutes. Not that long. And then UPS, this was just a pure, why is this down here type play. And it was one of those things like on Target too. Where it's like, we literally buy shares of this. I've been calling out shares of this. Why am I not confident to take an option here? You know? So then we waited and more setups appeared. Kind of just like adjusted our mindset a little bit. Alright, let's go back to some intraday charts though. I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing about the larger time frame swings. Let's go down to the smaller time frame and watch SPY for a little bit more. Trying to keep that top level on the screen too. How long did we have UPS? No. The expiration is for another month. We only had it for... When did we even enter that? That was like 5 market days ago. 4 or 5 market days ago. So probably close to a week in total days. A little more than a week. Here, I'll just pull it up for you. Wrong channel, dude. Since 10/14. So we've had it. Yeah, exactly 7 days. 5 market days. I do this shit. UPS. Bro, this one freaks me out. And then Target was like 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. It always fucks me up because we had the weekend. I'm pretty sure I called this out Friday. I'm like 90% sure on that. Because I'm pretty sure I called out Target UNH. UNH was a small loss on Monday. And then yeah, that's right. Then we trimmed Target yesterday, and then today we have our runner, which we took profit on. And look, Alst, look how that reacted. You can't make these levels up, man. The supply and demand that I shared and the rules for it, super strong. The levels that we share in here, the method behind them, super strong. But even having them on your chart won't make you a good trader. You still have to understand how to implement them, what theory is behind each one, like what should you be thinking if this happens, or what should you be thinking if that happens, you know? Understanding that there is a reaction. Different types of entries, you know, the breakout, the retest, what types of retest, the base build, the phases of the day. There's a lot of shit that goes into this. And yeah, each one might be basic, simple, super easy to think about, easy to remember, but everything all at once, it could definitely be a little bit overwhelming. And I think this is another reason you see me get so frustrated when I see people talk about like fair values and all that shit, because it's like I've been covering this shit before these things had names. So, fuck all that shit. Let's just focus on the basics. Excuse my language, but just saying. I started this shit before I even heard those names. Now I hear those names every day, and it's like, where the fuck were all you people at 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 7 years ago? My puppy came to check on me. I need to lock in. I just hit a huge milestone. Found the 25K in my broker. Later, gotta lock in silence. Later, boys. Dude, good shit, Alst. That's ALST from the Discord, by the way. His YouTube name's all fucked up. Dude, good for him. I'm happy that he hit that milestone. He's one of those people that's like always in the chat, always interacting, takes plays, gives plays, posts charts, reviews charts. Like he really does it all. If everyone did what Alice does, we would all be winning. All helping each other out, interacting, engaging, posting our own, following other people's. Even if you don't even actually give a shit, like sometimes going in there and being like, yo, good post, blah blah blah, this is actually a really nice ticker, or yo, I really like this pattern you're sharing, or yo, in depth and out, well, you know, just being nice, positively reinforcing someone's hard work. It's actually super effective. All right, sorry. I was checking on my dog because she's like freaking out right now. Yes, Lily. I'm streaming right now. She keeps like poking me, like, "Are you gonna play with me? Are you gonna pay attention to me? Are you gonna give me attention? What are you doing? Come here. Come here. Come here. Get up. You're gonna have to sit in my lap. Because that's how much attention you need." She's got a bath yesterday, or Sunday, so she's all fucking... She's all fuzzy and furry and smells good. You're so cute, Lily. You're the cutest puppy dog I've ever owned. Hmm? Hmm? Did I even tell y'all what she did with her surgery? When she got like her surgery so she can't have babies? So every dog's supposed to wear a cone. But my dog's too smart for that shit. She didn't have to wear that cone a single moment. You are smart. All right, sorry guys. I was messing with my dog and I'm like reading chat. I'm checking on people and stuff, so I'm not 100% locked in after closing some of those swings. Oh my god, he posted it in the chat. Which again, I never hold my people to having to do this. Like, you guys don't have to share what you have because it will apply an extra level of pressure. It's very, very, very heavy pressure. But in this moment, we can be happy for the boy. 25K. Bro, he worked his ass off for that. I'm actually super happy for him. This is one of those guys where you just like, you always see him in chat. You always see him in the stream. You always see him around. Like a garden trader or a Carter or a spicy pepper or a letter buck. They're just like, they're always around. They're never not around. I could take a fucking 3-month hiatus, come back, and those people would still be here. Down to earth people, dude. So it's like an extra level of this is super fucking cool when you know that context behind who this is. It's not just some VIP member in my chat. No, this is someone who's genuinely here all the fucking time, works his ass off. Everybody knows him. If you're in here, you know Alst. I'm actually so happy for him. Letterbuck, you're nuts. Is Letterbuck the one who adds all the emojis in the morning, or is that just different people? Actually, no, that has to be different people because I saw Alst do it once. Yeah, like Spicy Pepper, always here. Alst, Mikey, Garden, Letterbuck. Like, these people are like clockwork, man. This is super cool to see, man. It's not even just the number. It's genuinely just like, damn. I'm super happy because someone that we actually love seeing win is winning. I love that, man. Bull flag formed on Apple, correct? Whoa, what the hell did I just type? Welcome to speech recognition. No, turn that off. Making you strong. And yeah, guys, don't just be like, yo, is that a bull flag? Like, mark it. Low to high, is it holding the 50%? No? Then no, it's not. It's actually failing. Mark it yourself. The 50% in itself is key. Doesn't even matter what pattern you're looking at. Wait, who did I say that to? Oh, what the fuck you on? Oh. Bro, what the fuck are you on? That's funny. I didn't even read it like that when I typed it either. What time frame are you on? What the fuck you on? That's funny as fuck. I had no idea. What the fuck are you on? That's funny. When I die, throw a couple bad. Time for me to start a riot. Still seeing a hold of this area? Go back in the beginning of the stream. Did I or did I not say that we would consolidate in the first period of today? See me staring at me like you in the movies. I was on disciples who get motherfucker these broads. Just like you in the movies. Man, sorry guys, I'm typing a lot today. Typing and talking and reading and fucking doing all that shit. Excuse my language. I don't know why I say that so much. Excuse my language. I think we all know I got a potty mouth. It's not what words you say, it's how you use them. See, the word fuck is pretty versatile. It can be used as a form of measurement, a form of weight. It could be said as a person, a place, a thing. I mean, it's really the most versatile word in the English dictionary, in my opinion. Change me on that. House Big Dog. Holiday season right in the corner. UPS Target TTD unstoppable. Dude, I'm just happy that the people who are paying attention are eating. Because majority of the people who are actively listening in or paying attention or even like talking about things with me, all eating. Well, not all, but almost all. It's a really good feeling, man. It's like all the effort I go through is worth it. It's also nice too because I get to see some really cool people in here making some really cool numbers. Like if one of you were to come in here and tell me you hit the lottery, dude, it would feel like I won the lottery. Even though I didn't win a dime, it would just be like the feeling of, oh my god, that person won. Let's go. I know I don't sound excited in my voice right now because I'm tired, but yeah, I'm happy about that. Right before the holidays too. You're right. We're about to hit Halloween. Then we got November around the corner. Then December. It's holiday season almost. Elias, my bad, man. I'm late to this. Good shit. Locked in 30% on that high or low bounce on SPY. Was it this one? It has to be this one. This one right here, the second one. You said the high or low. Let's see if SPY makes new high of day. There's a chance it can, but just don't be shocked if we're stuck between like here and here for a while today. And I only say that because of the context of yesterday. For anybody who wasn't in here earlier, today we said we'll probably go down and touch this and then consolidate. That's the most of what I know. High probability states that we'll at least do that. And it's because of what we did yesterday. We opened above one of our bullish targets, pushed to the second, over the second, away from the second. Here's our last target, all-time high. And they did that all in one session. So it makes sense that the next day isn't just like off to the races instantly. It makes sense that we do have to kind of wait a little bit in the morning for settling. But new highs can definitely happen now that we have seen a test and a hold of this. And this is exactly what I covered in this morning's stream. I literally said bar for bar, we need to go down. And then we need to go up. And from that impulse move, we need to hold the recent low. If we were to hold the 50%, that would have been swell too, which is probably about right here, which it did do that later on. And now it's going up. This is the most passive sign you could have seen today for a bull holding 670.23. That is the most passive a buyer can be on the smaller time frames. I really hope some of you guys are paying attention, locking this stuff away, keeping it for yourself, and acting on it in the future and getting reps. I really hope some of you are paying attention. You know, it doesn't hurt or help me if you gain or lose. It doesn't. It doesn't do anything to me. It makes me happy when you're doing good. I guess that's something I get out of it. But I just really hope some of you are paying attention and actually locking some of this info away. I would say context is the most powerful word in trading. And I wish I would have been able to tell myself that years ago. Context. Context is everything. Also, does anybody else want to cover XLY and XLK? Today we also talked about if XLK recovers and you see XLY still holding or going up even, like now, that would actually be your increase on SPY. And that's what just flipped SPY. Damn, look at this. While we're making new highs on SPY. Wow, I shed tears of joy. It took me 8+ years of ups and downs, so much time spent in the red after year after year, but I never gave up, and I owe so much of it all to you, and here especially Bullet, dude. I fucking love you, man. Dude, my J not being keybind anymore is fucking with me. Is this stream a little bit more boring because I was more focused on typing and stuff in chat, or was it just because of the market? I'll be honest with you, I thought today was kind of exciting. It was just slow. But it's funny because you say that and it's only been 90 minutes. Not even 90 minutes, actually. So it's like, it feels like we're complaining if we're like, today's slow. Like, no, I mean, it was expected to be slowish. So it's like hard for me to be like, yeah, it was slow. It wasn't slow. It was on par with everything we thought. But I am sorry if I was a little too quiet too long because I was typing and stuff, focused on Discord. But some of that stuff's just more important when I'm in a play or if someone else is in a play and they're with me or something. So I do apologize for that, but at the same time, I don't. I am very happy about the new high of day here, though. Let's go check a couple of those other charts real quick. Oh, oh my God. Oh my God, that contract's in the 180s now. Oh my God. Target even popped over that level. That's nuts. Thank fuck we exited D-Dog. That's why it's good to have a stop. Like in the middle of the or beginning of this candle, I was like, we're getting out of that. Thank heavens we did. if you guys are interested in catching plays like this with me or whatever, join the Discord. Uh, you can also just join these streams. A shit ton. I do a pretty good job of mentioning everything. But you might not catch the analysis live because I don't do all of my shit live on a stream. Like my swing stuff, I typically just post it. But we have done a few streams. Like we did one yesterday for end of day. We've done like 3 or 4 now actually. Here recently, we've done hundreds of them, but I mean here recently we've only done a few of them. I see you, Lily. I'm streaming. Can you wait 30 more minutes, Lily? Can ya? Hold up, guys. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna take my dog out. So she's like, I don't know. She needs some attention. If we were bored, we tried to show off a new strat we saw on someone for your page. What everyone does to me. Alright, I'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Drop a like. Alright, I'm back. Damn, YouTube's playing some fire when I got back. No, no, no. No, we'll play in a little bit. Alright, what happened while I was gone? Mm-hmm. Holy shit, Amazon. I gotta update a couple charts. Where'd my SPX levels go? Did I delete them on accident? The hell? I gotta chart them all again? Oh, what? 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 What the hell? I was about to start charting it again. Yo, somebody clip that right now. Clip that right the F now. That was too funny. That was actually funny. Guys, I'm not gonna lie, these stream updates are kind of on fucking fire right now. Bruh. Yeah, assistant Not one of you clipped it, did y'all? Because I didn't see anybody send me a clip link. Oh, man. Today was a good day, man. I got some love from Kevo just now. I don't even care about his gains, man. Right here. This is fucking... That is like the coolest thing I've read. What else happened today? Our swings kicked ass. Oust hit a pretty fucking huge milestone today. It was a great day, honestly. I know I didn't talk as much as yesterday, but man, today is definitely 10 times better. And yesterday was amazing. Man, I am actually so proud. You know, it's really cool too, and I really do pride myself in this. Sometimes I go to Twitter and I brag about you guys, but I just don't have the need to like go there and be like, look guys, look at my chat's gains, look at their success, because like all that does is bring in idiots in here. People that just want to follow gains. So I'm happy to keep this. I don't know what the word I'm looking for, but I'm happy to keep this what it is. Keep it pure, I guess. The love and the reinforcement of each other. Everything is pure. The drugs we sell are pure. No, I'm kidding. Popped a new high on SPX and SPY, and we're pulling back down a little bit. I'm back. Had to close some position. Wait, hold up. Let me move my mic. I'm back. Had to close some positions in order to keep my head straight. In case of some random volatility. Trump tweet. Honestly, bro, good shit, Oust. I'm very proud of you for that. There's actually two things, too, that were, like, kind of subtle that I would also love to give credit to. Woots is one of them, and Oust, you're the other one. Again, just glazing Oust today. Where is it? I want to find this because I want to show you guys something that I find to be super interesting. Here it is. By Woots. Woots is one of them. He said, not touching the market until it leave inside days. Which, fair enough. With how much movement we got yesterday, today doesn't have to have that much movement. So I actually kind of like this attitude from him where it's like, you know what? Don't even really need to touch this today. Now, there were plenty of plays still and plenty of movement still in the market. There's plenty of chances and stuff, but I just like that mindset and the understanding of, man, yesterday was amazing. We don't really need to overexert ourselves today. I really like that mindset a lot. And then the other one is Alce just now. He said, had to close some positions in order to keep my head straight in case of random volatility. I really like that. He knows that he just gained some new ground that he's never seen before, getting above that 25K mark. And he's like, you know what? I don't want to fuck this up. Let's just close all my shit. and let's just chill. Now he can have the greatest Tuesday of his life. He can just relax. He can focus at work, or he can chill in here and fuck off the whole time. Like, he's honestly earned it. So, very cool. But I like those subtle points just because it's not always about the flashy shit. You know, oh, look at the gains, look at this and that. Sometimes it's about those not as flashy messages and posts that are more impactful. I think Woots had a really good impactful message today, and I really like what you just said just now, Alst. By the way, rest in peace to Daniel. I know probably only some of you know who this is, but rest in peace to that guy. This is like one of the craziest deaths of the year, in my opinion. Because it was just so, like, unwarranted, out of nowhere. But yeah. Where you at, Bears? I just like my own tweet. Let's not do that. Kind of cringe. Top is in, bro. September 23rd. Let's go to September 23rd on the chart. Here's the 23rd. Now let's see. What did Bueller post on? What is this candle here? The 25th. All right, let's go to that. If Bueller's so certain that the top's not in, you know, he's being sarcastic. Let's go see what he said on the low, huh? Let's go see what Mr. Ballsy Bueller did on the 25th. If I can even scroll up to it. Jesus. Mm-hmm. There's the screenshot of it. Oh, it's right here. I just didn't scroll up enough. So there's taking profit on USB. And then cut losses on the other one. And then here it is. The 25th. Posted this chart from my phone because I was lazy. I'd focus on long swings until we see a break of the hammer on the daily. Better post by Letter Buck. I even zoomed in on the candle for you. Let's see. What did he say? Wow. Interesting. Looks like we were both pretty bullish on the low. And then what did we do again here just these past couple days? Same thing. So all during here, we're just trying to figure out what the fuck, is this bullish or not? Here, we're like, yeah, this is bullish. And then all throughout here, we're like, yeah, we're still bullish. If you guys haven't been catching some of these plays, that's fine. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, piggybacking either. But if you are just missing opportunity on the market, you need to slow down. You need to be patient. You need to understand that not every day is a day to be traded. Because I think without this patience, I would not have been making these decisions. If I would have been trying to trade every day, I'd have fumbled that hard. Like I said, guys, be sure to drop a like on the stream. I hope you guys have been enjoying some of the updates. And I am having a lot of fun today. Because, yeah, we're being right a lot, but it's also just fun because we're seeing a lot of people in the community win. Win, grow, learn. We're getting some, what feels like easy days, but to most people, this isn't easy. And it all goes credit, not to me, to part of the community, but to the system itself, to the levels, to constantly focusing on, like, the order of operations, what comes next, what to do if this happens, what to do if that happens. Keep it in the family. Rest in peace, GM Daniel. Yeah, that was a tough one. You have no clue. Like, I haven't even been playing chess in a while. I used to be like 1200 rated. Like, that's not even that crazy. And but I keep up with the news of the chess scene because it's gotten so big and it's actually kind of interesting to pay attention to now. And I was so present during the Kramnik drama, and I even liked and replied to one of these comments, but one of the videos that was really trending from him was because of Hikaru, which is my favorite chess player, and Hikaru defended Daniel because Kramnik was like, "Yo, this guy's cheating," and it was kind of crazy that Kramnik would say that shit because most of Daniel's videos and chess events and stuff, this man would have like 3 cameras all around him, you know, so that he wasn't cheating. Like, he genuinely just was that good. And he had like 3 specific openings that he was like really, really, really a big fan of. And one of them was kind of unorthodox, and it really fucked with grandmasters, and it just showed like how good he was. But yeah, I was very involved whenever the Kramnik shit was happening too, which wasn't that long ago, but it was still just like you could see it definitely put some pressure on him. And I watched part of his last stream. I didn't watch it live. I watched like somebody downloaded it because his channel, they deleted everything. They deleted everything on his Twitch because of his passing, and they don't know the cause of his death, so everyone's assuming that it's like suicide or something, or medicine, or like over medicated or something, or whatever the fuck, overdosed. No clue. But in his last stream, you could see how depressed he was, and like it honestly was a little hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's not like you're witnessing someone die, but it was hard to watch him because you could literally see and feel the breaking down of a human being who's been hated on a lot. And he's been getting a lot of hate from the Kramnik community, which is insane to even say out loud, because they thought he was cheating. But in reality, he wasn't cheating, and he hasn't been cheating. Pretty crazy. Yeah, that's probably one of the craziest deaths in like chess, in my opinion. Especially this year, like out of nowhere. I think he was like 29. I think he's born in the same month as me. It's like November something 95. That's when he was born. But yeah, rest in peace, Dania. To any of my chess-aware enjoyers. What's up, Keanu? How you doing today, man? Don't forget to like that stream, Keanu. I'm just fucking with him because I know he didn't forget. He always be showing that love. I mean, if we're being honest, I'll just repeat everything I've covered with you because I know you're not just like sitting in here listening to every little word I say. But today it was actually super high probability that we were just kind of gonna come down to this area, and we did. But there wasn't a certain amount of probability for if we could get a lot of movement. And the only reason I say that is because of yesterday. Not only did we gap up, but we pushed through one. Well, we opened over it, pushed through a second target area, and kind of made it like halfway to like the all-time high. If you're in between these two, that's almost halfway. That's pretty crazy. So there's a lot of movement in the first day of the week. So I think just naturally, using context, that tells us that it's either if you don't count like us getting a higher or lower open, which I'm kind of glad we didn't today. I'm glad we just got a flat pre-market and overnight session. There was just nothing really. I I think that definitely speaks volumes about it just needing to go down and touch this. And if it goes and breaks it or whatever, that's fine. That can bring another move. But I think it was super high probability that the first part of the day would at least be some consolidation. But I'll be honest, this was still a lot faster pace than I expected, due to how much damage we did yesterday. So I don't think we really had to go anywhere today. But the fact that we came down, held this, made a higher low, actually got a new high of day over the previous out of this is actually kind of a lot to me. So I actually expect this to be around the high of day if we don't get one here in the next 30 minutes. But by then we'll probably already be back down to here. So I actually expect us to gravitate towards this level, this area today more than anything. And then from here, I think you'll get your next Monday. You know how Monday had so much movement, a little bit of consolidation, more movement. I think you're going to get the same exact thing. It could be in either direction this next time around, but I'm just saying I think you'll get the exact same thing after we have another hold of this. Maybe another boring day like today after that happens again. I say boring day, but I'm just summing it up to what today is, which isn't that boring. It's just not the most exciting on the back end of a super exciting Monday. Still a pretty good day, though, because we saw a lot of rotation, too. And we were prepared for that in this chat. We called out UPS, Target, a bunch of other things, just because rotation out of tech and out of other stocks into things and out of gold. I don't think people realize what gold is doing. And I'm happy to not share it with most people because I would rather it be secret and we just keep making money. But I don't think people even realize today that gold has actually started a pretty big red pullback. My chart's lagging so much. So, a lot of money got rotated into today, or rotated out of today. A lot of money. Not just from our equity market that we all like to pay attention to, but from our gold market. But that's just my take. I'm not God or anyone special. I'm just the guy everyone steals strategies from. Because, dear God, if we have to think for ourselves. The only people I'm cool with using all my shit are people that are literally in my Discord. If you're in my YouTube stream on a daily basis, you can use whatever the F you want from this channel. But if you go around and turn around and sell that shit, you're a piece of scum. No, that was it. That Keanu, what you said there. You said, yeah, with yesterday's push, I thought today to the next level. Basically, maybe I'm biased. No. That's how you should be, though. That's how you should. You should be expecting. Okay, we should go to that next level, but there is another door, and I would say the bigger door today was just finding consolidation to maybe collect enough energy for that next move to go up again, to do what you're saying, just at a slower pace. So you should be thinking what you said. That's not wrong. That right there is what everyone should be thinking, or people who are smart should be thinking. We should be breaking new all-time highs. And honestly, you can do that. Now that we've done this hold and higher low, it can go do that anytime it wants now. So that's not wrong thinking. That's the correct way to think about that. It takes zero effort to credit someone. No, dude. Apparently it hurts people's egos to give credit. It's pretty sad how many large traders too on Twitter that I refuse to name use that shit now, and have not mentioned my name once to their thousands of guppies. But it's cool with me, because the more I've thought about it, the more I've been like, you know what? I don't know why I get so frustrated about that shit. Because if you think about it, let's say those guys did shout me out, and I got a fuck ton of following from it, right? Yeah, I'm going to make more money. Yeah, more people are going to be in my community. Yeah, it's going to be super fucking crazy. Blah, 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 blah. We could do so many new different things. But on the other hand, we're also going to have 1,000 more idiots in here. I'm not going to be able to read the chat as well because, I mean, even before when I had like 300 people in here, I couldn't read anybody's messages unless I literally stopped the chat and was like, all right, I'm going to read that one. You know, I had to like pick out messages to read. Like, I'm totally cool with that. I don't want that shit. I want what I have now. So I guess I don't want anything. I like that I can be like, yo, Garden, what's this doing? Yo, Carter, what's this doing? Yo, Letterbuck, what's this doing? Yo, Oust, what's this doing? Yo, Kevo, yo, Woots. Now I can call on the same people every time. And I actually know like shit about them or something about them, or I know what stocks I like to look at. I know how much they paid attention or how much they haven't. You know, it's like I have a closer grip on my community. I was about to say on my members. That's about to come out wrong. I got a tight grip. But yeah, so I've thought about that too. And like, I get frustrated at the sight of like one person being dumb. That's like clearly in here all the time but not paying attention. Like that gets on to me. So like, imagine that happening 10, 12 times a day. Oh God. I don't know if my blood pressure could handle that. Look, and it's just me and Keanu here. Top is in. Crowd will continue to fuel the Bulls. Here we are sitting basically at all-time high. Still. That's a tweet of tweets, man. All right. I'm still laughing at this. This was kind of funny. Because I genuinely was just like, what time frame you on? Didn't even think about how I typed it. I read that as, what the fuck are you on? So good. Sorry, I've been away. I was starting a Discord with a new strategy. For example, the 67% entry when price... Bro, of course this man typed 6-7. You just had to type 6-7, dude. Joking. What's up, Dr. J? Dude, today's been great, and now Dr. J gets back in here. Man. The stars have aligned for some serious shit today. Had to. I hope you're making more money than I am on your community, dude. Good shit. Everybody has like a 50% off code in my chat, or they're grandfathered in and don't pay anything. I think some people would flip if they saw how much the community actually pays me. I know communities that make like 40,000 a month. It's fucking insane. But their members are making like nothing. It actually blows my mind. Whatever, though, some people gotta get their bag. Getting a bag leads to more problems, more taxes. Fuck all that. You don't want to be special in the bank. You want to be special in the head. These are all good famous quotes. Wait, how long were you gone, Dr. J? I thought I saw you in here last week. I only streamed like once or twice last week, right? Last week was pretty light. Oh, that's right, because my throat. I already forgot about that because this weekend was so fun. Because like my throat wasn't fucked up. Dude, we played a video game on stream yesterday. Dr. J, you missed it. Oh, you've been around just busy. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, it didn't feel like you were gone that long if you were gone. Then again, I do always mix up you and D-Touch because of the first letter, and I don't read further than that because my brain's like, squirrel. I'm so special, my... Wait, what? Oh my god. So I could be her little special ed. That's actually pretty good. But yeah, we played a video game on stream yesterday, bro. It was pretty crazy. I think I've only done that like twice. Ever. And then we turned it into a full day stream. I meant to look at that actually. How long was yesterday's stream? It was like close to 7 hours. Yeah, 6 hours 40 minutes basically. It's pretty crazy. There's kind of a popular Counter-Strike streamer that I'm a mod for on his Twitch chat. And he didn't know I was a streamer or had like videos and shit, and so I linked it for the first time the other day. And I've known him for like almost a year now. And he was like, "What the fuck, you stream?" And I told him about the stream yesterday. So that was pretty cool too. Shout out Polo. You know what? I feel bad because I never went back into that stream and clipped those things that I told Garden I was going to get. And to be honest with you, I can't even remember what stream it's from anymore. That's kind of my fault. I overplayed my inactiveness for a stupid Discord joke. I thought it was pretty good. Very original, quotation, quotation. Bit flaggy, wedgy thing here on Spy. Yeah, I am liking this, if this is what you're talking about. Yeah, that's not what I meant to do. If you go from like the low of the high, from the higher low, not from here, from the higher low, up to where we kind of slowed down at, I guess you could mark that high. We're still above the 50% of it. So I think the fact that we're above this is a really big deal still. And this is something you guys got to start tracking without drawing the fib. Like, you got to be able to see, okay, it is up on probably the higher side of things from the low to this high. Like, even just seeing that. Because in reality, you should really be watching, like, whatever the last hammer was. Like, the open of that. You know, so in this case, it'd be, like, about right here. And you can see the wick is right smack dab in the middle of those two. So that's really the two areas you want to watch, but it is definitely setting up for a potential return to its highs, but a breakdown of that highlighted level could be an early sign before an actual breakdown occurs that it is trying to slow down more. So you could take that as like a yellow light. But yeah, that's probably why you think it looks like a flag or a wedge, because it is probably one of those. But it is holding towards the higher side of it. From higher low to high, so that's a good sign. We'll see though, because there is also some wicks on both sides of each candles right now. We can see here we got some buyer wicks, but we're also getting some seller wicks. And this candle's just completely 50-50. So it is just a little undecided right here. By the way, I wanted to ask you all a trick question. You felt bad for not watching them? It was my fault that you didn't. And I don't remember what stream they're from. You know what? I could probably go through each one and see if I have any stream flags on them, because I did drop like flags on the parts of the stream where it was like, or markers. I don't know what the hell to call them. Where I wanted to talk about things, but I don't even remember what I talked about in that stream. I do that in so many streams too. I go over a lot, and then like a couple days go by, and then it's like I didn't even do that stream. But it's funny because, and I'm not trying to sound cocky when I say this, it's just the truth. But any other like trader out there who makes content like I do, doing one of those streams is like their whole year. Like that's like their whole year of how much shit they produce for their community. Like, here guys, this is what you should be using to be bullish. This like, they don't share that shit enough. But we go over it in literally every single stream. So I thought about it too, like, don't ever feel bad if you ever miss a stream or miss a video. Like, you'll probably hear me talk about it eventually again. There's only so many things within the system itself, and I don't talk outside of that. And if there ever is something where you're like, hey, I'm kind of having a rough time with this or that or that, you know, just tell me. We'll just go over it. Or maybe it's a good thing. Maybe you're like, yo, I'm kind of kicking ass with this. Can you go over this? Can we see why I'm kicking so much ass with this? You know, it doesn't always have to be negative stuff. By the way, guys, thanks for all the likes on the stream again. We did hit the 20 goal. What's up, Keanu? How you doing today, man? Outside of just trading, like, how you doing in general? You still got that Tesla? Chilling. I'm good, my man. Proud of my kids. Good to hear, man. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, it's going into the shop today. Nice. Yeah, it is kind of a flex, I won't lie. I won't lie too. I always have like high hopes for your son too, even though I like don't give a shit about kids. But I'm like, man, I hope Keanu's kid's doing good today. Just like randomly think that. Fuck his other kids, but just this one specifically. I don't actually mean that. I'm kidding, of course. 7:30. I got rear-ended. My back is destroyed. Damn, what the fuck? Dude, that's actually the worst shit ever. I would probably have a horrible back if the wreck I got into didn't, like, if we didn't have that steel bumper on the work truck we were in. Dude, somebody hit us going like 60, and we were parked. Dude, my back would have been screwed if we didn't have that steel bumper, dude. So I can only imagine. And I say steel bumper, I literally mean it. Like, this thing was, like, meant for construction work on top of it. So that's what they hit, and they went to the hospital. We were fine. We kept working, you know. I went to the job site after that. But holy, man, that sucks. That poor Tesla. He does so good progressing. Well, then randomly I'll wake up at 2 a.m. to cry and worry about his life, how it be. And he's gonna be fine, honestly. I know as a parent, it's impossible to think that way because you just want to focus on the things that you need to kind of defend against. But I think he's gonna do great. He's got a couple of caring parents. I mean, I know people who succeed without that. So with that, I don't know how he can't. You know, that's how I see it. It doesn't matter whatever is holding him back. I think he'll do great, and it's because of you and his mom, man. I know it's hard to actually like say that kind of shit since you're the parent, but as an outsider, that's how I see it. Yo, Outsiders. Who the hell, man? I haven't seen that movie in forever. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. No problem, man. Spreading the love. That's rough. Yeah, for real, dude. We need to find the person that wrecked this Tesla and hunt them down. And bring them to the law, of course. Public justice. What's that? Still holding that highlighted area that we just drew from the higher low to the high of day. We could see two hammers holding it. The second one specifically is definitely a little sexier. Couple of weird green candles with wicks on top. This could also just be pointing out that people are probably timid on this going higher, but honestly, it looks like it is going to hold and go higher based on what we're seeing here. It didn't break down the short-term area, so it should at the very least test high of day. See if we can do that. A break of high of day brings us very close to all-time high. If you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask. If you're just here to chill, feel free to let us know what you're up to. How much are you not getting done at work right now? Triple Q made new high of day by testing previous day high. Good shit, Tech. I'm actually pretty proud of the tech sector because if you remember the beginning of the stream, discretionary was the only thing that was up enough to be like, hey, that's green. Everything else was red or flat. Tech was one of the most red, actually. Out of all of these, it was the most red. Now it's the second most green. So one of our scenarios played out. We talked about if discretionary slows down and tech continues to sell, we'll probably see a larger red candle on SPY today. We talked about if tech holds and discretionary continues to move up, XLY, then we'll probably see a green candle on SPY today. So, very cool. Glad that worked out. Of course, that was like the fifth thing we used to confirm if the market would go up today, but it was still nice to have that in the back pocket. I think that's another thing that gives me confidence of like why we're holding still and stuff. It's just like the sectors are literally screaming at us. I use the sectors to help swing trades sometimes. You know, it's like yesterday, rotating out of our more aggressive tech stocks and focusing on some of our better risk reward plays that are more in the cyclical sectors that could probably use some love. You know, and then gold fell today, so that helped even get more liquidity into the market, possibly in that rotation. But yeah, that's just some nerdy shit. So the guy shows me his insurance. Okay, cool. Turns out he stopped paying it, so it lapsed. Oh my god. Yeah, bro, this is why you just don't buy insurance at all. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. You should all buy car insurance. Heading home from a little Menards trip. Oh, what? Am I not based enough? Do I not know what that is? Oh, what? Lil Menard? Ooh, he's swinging Walmart. Let's go take a look at Walmart. Oh, okay. I think I see why. He's probably playing off the fact that this could be bullish continuation on, kind of like on a flagpole. Not a bad look. Dude, what's with these crazy cool messages we're getting today? Like, we're all, like, circle jerking each other today in the chat. Because we're just all loving each other and shit. And then I go to off topic and Seth did it too. Hey, y'all, just wanted to say I appreciate every one of you who I interact with and have interacted with. This group means a lot more than you might think. It's my 32nd birthday today. Damn, what? I don't know if he wants me saying his name. I can't believe he's 32. I thought he was way younger than that. He looks younger at least. He could have put that in trade floor. I wouldn't have minded that. This is one of my favorite, like, stupid jokes from Family Guy. Yellow is the failed trade. White is the winning. Huh? Oh, okay. I'm clicking so fast it's making my shit lag. I need to quit doing that. Yo, Eric, are you in stream? I'd rather just say all this and not type it. Because it's going to probably be a lot. Yo, what's up, James? Did you delete your message or what'd you say? I didn't see it in time. God, Eric, please tell me you're in the stream. Eric is not here. That sucks. I don't want to type all this out. Alright, so I'm going to go over this and maybe I'll just ping him. So Eric entered a... Eric entered a call here, and some of his reasoning is good, but half of it is not. So I wanted to go over that with him, but I also wanted to congratulate him on the buy the dip that he did. So I was going to give him some criticism, constructive of course, but then I also wanted to give him some glazing. But he's not here, so I'll just do it, and then I'll just ping him what time in the stream I did this. There's his contracts and stuff. So, he said, I saw the hold above CDO and gotten a call. And that's not bad reasoning, don't get me wrong. Like, that is how you're supposed to look at this. Yes, above CDO, bullish. Below it, we're a little bit more bearish. But what candle appeared there? There on the 5-minute, it's a hammer, you know? And I think what's important is to take in just today's info, right? So let's do this. Today. So here's the today's open. Can I zoom in more than that? Oh, I can. Nice. All right, so here's the today's open. It's the dotted line. Here's Eric's entry on calls. He gets out somewhere in this candle, and then he buys the dip from transition from this hammer to this one, which is funny to me that he recognizes that. Let's see if he says it. See, yeah, he does say it. That literally doesn't make any sense to me. All right, Eric. This is actually kind of funny. So you didn't do it on this part, right? You saw bullish above CDO, but you didn't say anything about hammer. Not a single thing. And then this one, you do see it. It didn't make a lower low, which is bullish. And then you saw the 5-minute hammer. This is like the same trade, but flipped. So this would have been a good sign to be like, okay, wait, let's wait. Let me not enter calls yet. You would have missed this entirely. And then you would have probably jumped on this because you would have been in the context of like, all right, I'll just buy the next hammer. It made a hammer without making a new low. Like this, like second half of this is like pure genius, spot on, perfect. There's literally nothing you can do better here because you literally did it all. This one, you had half of it right, half of it wrong, and it could have dodged a loss. Let's see if he mentions that. I didn't finish reading. Target hit and I got out. I see we continue to go higher. My con eventually over 3.5. We held my plans. And this is really good mindset too. I think it's crazy how many people will see a contract go higher than where they sold, and they'll be like, "Oh my god, I could have made more money." But like, how the fuck could you actually have planned that though? Like, is that a part of your plan? No. Then stop bitching about it. So I really, really like this mindset here, because he literally points that out. He's like, that wasn't part of my plan, so it doesn't matter that it hit this. But he's pointing it out probably in the aspect of like, wow, look how much more damage was done on my contract. I wasn't just right, I was really right, you know. So that's kind of a cool thing to highlight. But in a certain way, you can't highlight that in a different way, because then you'll just be really weird about it. Spending time with the fam, so I wasn't able to have my 100% of attention on my trades. And wait, he did this and he wasn't even 100% focused. That's actually pretty good. Next time, no trading while with the fam. LOL, trade safe all. Dude, this is a really, really good, like, I like all this, honestly. I love that there's, like, I don't like that you lost a trade, but I like that, though you did lose a trade, you covered it in a way that's, like, constructive. But I do find it funny how, in part of your trade, you don't mention hammer, bearish hammer, above bullish level, so that's like 50-50. But then you do mention it on your next one. Bullish area, no new low, bullish, bullish hammer, bullish. Bullish, bullish, bullish. Like, you did so good on that. I think maybe you were probably just too excited, or like you said right here, he's probably just busy and couldn't pay attention 100%, and he probably just didn't think about it. Or this candle was different looking when he entered it, and then it switched to a hammer, and he was like, oh, I'll just hold it. But if you do that, you should still cut if the level breaks. If the level breaks and you know that you entered on a hammer, like, exit earlier than that, because you know the risk there was already kind of set. I do have to say, though, very constructive post here. Very constructive. And I actually love this a lot. Eric does a really good job of that, though. He knows I love his trade reviews. I mean, literally every trade review is like that. He gives, like, full context on every bit. That's why I'm like, I get frustrated when someone's like, I'm not learning anything in here. It's like, who are you? Like, have you even been talking and interacting with anybody? Because if you are, you would be reading stuff like this. You'd be in my streams. And if you can't join the streams, you would at least be catching some of these posts or learning something. You know, it's like, I just refuse to believe you can't learn anything if you just are paying attention. Like, it's crazy to me. Oh, you're in here right now, Letterbuck. Let's fucking go, dude. Oh, Letterbuck, I was glazing this one. Or did you see when I glazed you? I don't know if you saw when I glazed you, but I did want you to see me glazing you. I gotta stop saying glazing. That sounds so sus. My older audience is like, what the fuck are you saying? Here it is. This is when I was like, I'd focus on long swings, blah, 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 stuff like that. Zoomed in on the hammer. Also highlighted, I even said better post by Letterbuck. Go to that post. Ha 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 ha. This is why I love my community, man. There's people like this in here. I think he posted this before me, too. 11:14 a.m. Yeah, I posted this after you. We were within the same hour, but you beat me to it. And see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm the owner of the chat, right? I'm in a position where I don't have to give a shit about what anyone says. Yet I still give a shit about what everyone says, in my community at least. I don't care about what outsiders think. Like, if I have time to do everything I do in here and live my life and still have time to check on posts like Letterbucks, so do you. I don't want to hear any excuses about, well, I don't have time to check other people's posts, blah, 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 which I haven't heard y'all say that, but if there's anyone in here thinking that, like, you're just full of shit, you need to wake up, quit being lazy. It's not like this shit takes hours. Let's be honest. So, really, really wanted to glaze you on that because you did a really exceptional job of just being prepared. And it was funny because I went and I posted all my shit without knowing you had done that. Like, I was like, yo, this looks good. I'd focus on long swings. And then I went into that channel and I was like, wait, this man's cooking. So, good as shit, dude. You were another reason to be proud of this community. Damn, that was a lot of shit. And if you don't have time, then how do you have time to complain about it? Oh yeah, that's actually a very good point. This is why we keep Dr. J around. He's got the comebacks I couldn't think of. Again, I don't think we have those complainers excuse me, actively in our chat, but I do like to actively combat that because I do find it important to be positive and in the zone. Locked in. Whatever the kids are saying these days. And I think staying positive is a really good start to that. Is it the whole thing? No, it's not even close. But I do think it's a good start. Especially if you're in like a community like this where there are not just me, like take me out of the equation. Add me to the equation, it's full on 100%. You make no sense. But if you take me out of the equation, there are still so many people in chat who are here every day, all the time, on most of the super active days on the market, providing analysis, providing help, providing, hey, this is what I think is going to, hey, this is what should happen. I can't tell you how many hundreds of Letterbuck posts I've read over the past few months that are just straight up like, guys, this is what's going to happen if this happens, and this is what's going to happen if that happens. And then he sticks to it, and that's it. Doesn't need to be anything special. But in itself, that is special. So, and not just him. There's plenty of other people. Garden, Oust, Kevo, Woots. It's not even fair for me to start naming people because I don't just be sitting here naming literally everybody. Because that's just how everybody is in the chat. They're just a bunch of people who actually give a shit and are trying to get the best grip themselves. But yeah, that's a glaze session over. To 700 by today. Honestly, if Trump came out and said like some crazy shit, that could happen. It would take a Trump tweet though, or a Trump announcement. Also, I really hope this peace treaty goes through and that none of this shit gets disrupted by Hamas, because it's already looking like it's going to get disrupted again. There's still people being killed over there. Even with the troops leaving Gaza, even with the stand down on both sides, there are still innocent people being killed over there. And our media is not talking about it at all. Pretty crazy how that works. Our country heard potential peace and was like, oh, bet, we're done with that now. Let's move on to the next thing. It's pretty crazy. Some of them were Americans, too, that just died. It wasn't even just people that lived there. There were a few Americans that just died after the peace talks. Very sad. You just want that beater level above, and then you're happy. That's just all-time high. It's nothing special, but I got you. Well, I'll be honest with you. If I was to give straight up, just context-based analysis, we went down, we held. End pulse move. End pulse move higher low held, which means should go up. It did go up. New high was made. We went up, came back down, held the 50% of this rise from higher low low, low low, to the high of day. Held that twice. Really good hold here. Inside, almost an inside bar breakup. And now we're just kind of fizzling out. So either this is exhausted and you're about to just see it kind of do what it's been doing the past hour or so, or it is just going to pop up and make that new high. But I think the first one's going to be what happens. I don't think we'll get that level instantly. Maybe you get it towards the end of lunchtime, the last 2 hours of the day. But lunchtime session has hit, so you probably will fizzle out and just kind of range here. And it'll probably be a bit boring, I'll be honest. If I had to be straight, hardcore, just being honest, that's what I would say. I do want it to see new all-time highs today, though, because that would be cool to do that in the first 2 days of the week. Also, I would love that to happen, too, because it would be so nice to just shit on all the people online who are like, yeah, dude, market's gonna fucking die, dude. We're gonna pull back, dude. Everything's gonna fall off a cliff, dude. Correction. The market needs a correction. The market needs a correction, even though Trump just made it fall 12%. The market needs big red candles. I love making fun of bears who are just so stupid. Everybody in here should strive to be the same thing. We should all strive to be a long-term bull who has the understanding that short-term pullbacks are 100 billion% possible. Why are there people who are just bullish or just bearish, right? I can even understand people who are just bullish like that. Okay, makes sense. The market just kind of goes up all the time, so makes sense. But to be a long-term bear, you might actually have something wrong with you. Thank the Lord there is no one like that in my group. We don't need another Mel posting fake gains about how he's shorting the market every day. I don't need that shit. Keep that out. Dr. J, yes, they probably would. I'll be honest with you, though. I think it's pretty genius what the, newest generation has done with the 6-7 meme. I think it's actually pretty genius. Because it's not the same thing as saying 6-9, but I get what you're saying. Yeah, they probably would react the same way as us reacting to 6-9. Oh my god, dude, the teacher wrote 420 on the board. Stuff like that. It's just so stupid. 6-7's a pretty genius meme, in my opinion, though. Because it actually means nothing. It is actually stupid, but it actually comes from something, so... I thought it was pretty genius, because it literally is just, saying something to say something. Let's be stupid, that's I think that's kind of funny. Back in my day, we were eating Tide Pods. If kids nowadays are just laughing at numbers, that's an upgrade. Yeah, it's just unhappy people engagement farming. No, it is sad. It's very sad. Because it works. If I was to go onto Twitter right now and be like, guys, we're going to do this, we're going to fall, we're going to do this. I just make the most crazy claims. I'll get tons of views. It's funny, too, because, there's, one person specifically that I can think about right now that actually knows what he's talking about and does a really good job of posting. And I see him get frustrated so much about shit like that. And I'm like, man, I'm actually normal. Seeing him do that, I'm like, okay, nice. So it is common for someone who's actually working their ass off to get frustrated about people who don't do anything and get tons of growth and tons of money from plenty of idiots. But I think it speaks more to the idiots paying for it than it does to the people creating the content. Now that I've grown up and learned that, I more or less blame the audience than the people doing it, but the people doing it are still just as bad. It's like when people make like a really dumb person famous, like what's a celebrity we can all think of that made it in the past few years that was kind of just like stupid. It was like, how did you even get famous? You know, stuff. There's people like that. Like that's what it kind of reminds me of. It's like a mix of, yeah, they're being provocative, but the audience is eating it up. So it's like, yeah, it's fucked up, but it's working. Who are you making fun of, by the way, when you say that? I honestly have no clue who posts that, so I have no idea who. I've never seen someone post Elliott Waves, so I have no clue who you're talking about. But then again, I've also not reached out enough to see who even does that shit. Hawk Tua? Is that the person's name? Or is that from the meme? If that's the trader's name that uses Elliott Waves, I will look that Twitter up right now. The girl that made the Hawk Tua meme uses Elliott Waves? Is that what I'm reading? Fear and sex will get more eyeballs. I don't know why, but as soon as I read the S word, I was thinking about the Family Guy theme song. I said S word because I didn't know if saying that word twice was okay with YouTube. Dear Christ, if I break YouTube policy. That's like breaking the rule book. Yeah, y'all got me mad lost. I don't care about Hawk Tua. I want to know who's the person posting Elliott Waves. Who are you making fun of? No, you're good, Dr. J. I don't even think you had to delete it. I just don't know what's good and bad with YouTube because they change their policy every other month. Oh, the context was mixed. My bad. Yeah, Maddie, I've been waiting for an invite, bro. Nobody plays with me. I asked like weeks before the game came out in my streams like who would all play BF6, and I had like there's like 10 people. Game comes out, nobody wants to play. And the one person that did actually want to play and did try to play can't even play it because he has a laptop and he has to upgrade his system to play it. My boy Dividend got done dirty, bro. He's a ride or die though. He'd play on whatever. He'd play Minecraft with me if I asked him to. Like Rigney's a ride or die, bro. Dividend Bull. He's probably not in here to hear me say that, but oh, you don't know their names anymore. You're just making fun of a group of people. Okay. I was just trying to figure out where this was coming from. I don't even know what the fucking Elliott Wave is. I've seen them before. I've heard of them before for forever, but I've never once even begun to try to understand them. God, I'm yawning so much. I blame y'all for making me stream so much. We'll run it. I've been playing with the full... Bro, you got a full-ass squad? Bro, I've literally been grinding. I'm almost level 63 without a single bit of boosted XP because I haven't had anybody to party with. You get boosted XP when you're in a party, dude. I'd probably be level 100 right now if I did the same thing with a party the whole time. That is crazy to me. Wait, you're actually good at flying or you're the guy who's shooting out of it? If you're actually good at flying, I hold you to a higher standard. Wait, you're actually a pilot in Battlefield. You might be the rarest breed of gamer ever. Bro, I love watching videos of good pilots in those games because I'm so ass at piloting, and so is the majority of people who play those games. It's actually the funniest shit ever. Dude, I had no clue you were that good at it, dude. That's actually kind of a flex, I won't lie. Like, you saying you're a pilot in a Battlefield game is kind of a flex. If you said you owned 100 shares of Bull, and then you told me you're a pilot in Battlefield, I would probably react to the pilot more. I'd be like, holy shit, dude, that is such a flex. Fuck those Bull shares. No, I'm kidding, I'm kidding, I'm kidding. We're still very bullish Bull. It just sucks that we got into a stock, and then everybody and their grandma starts talking about it, and then it like goes down. It's like, well, no shit, it went down. Everybody's fucking looking at it now. So I'm gonna keep holding it for that reason, but it is crazy how much longer we're gonna have to hold now. Yeah, I'll DM you my thing. Been addicted to Valorant lately. I haven't played Valorant since fucking. I played the beta, and then I played like the first first 3 or 4 months the game came out, and then I think I touched it like one more time way later, and since then I haven't touched it. I remember I only played it though because my friend group at the time, we all played Counter Strike, and I was all right at Counter. I was pretty good at Counter Strike, so they were like begging me to get on Valorant to try it out because there's no counter strafing. And I was like, really? So you just point and click? And they're like, yeah. We got on there and they were not lying. It is just point and click compared to like counter strafing. Valorant can be fun. It's just not my type of game. It's just the abilities. I'm too brain dead for that. Like some of the basic shit was really cool, but sometimes I don't even know what the hell's going on in some of those games. I think it takes a different type of brain to play that game. Not like a dumber one or a smarter one. I just think you got to be a different kind of built person to play Valorant. You're terrible at Counter-Strike for that reason? Yes, that's why I like Counter-Strike, because I'm good at counter-strafing. I have like a 95% counter-strafe. My fingers be strafing, yo. But Valorant, you don't have to do that shit. You just got to be like kind of accurate with how you like approach certain angles, and then you just kind of click. Which I'm not making that out to seem easy. I'm just saying, compared to Counter-Strike, it's definitely just point click. But the abilities are where it fucking gets deep. Counter-Strike, it's just basic utility, basic strats. It can only get so complex, you know. Valorant, though, man, holy. Very cool game, though. I do love how the graphics are very nice to look at. It was nice not having to adjust my settings to run that game. Whereas Counter-Strike, you run everything on low, you turn VSync off, you go for frames, and you stretch everything. So Valorant's also just nicer looking. The abilities make it fun for me at least. Yeah, in the beginning I didn't mind it, but it's just they kept adding more and more and more, and it was just like, oh my god, there's a lot to keep up with. It kind of felt like Overwatch. Or it's just like, okay, I know this guy's ability, but what the fuck's this guy do? Definitely not hating on it, though. I'm not a Valorant hater. I am a Counter-Strike enjoyer, though, so there is a little bit of Valorant hate there. Plus, y'all took our Oni pixel from us for a whole event. What the hell? If I still played it, I would play it with you, but I don't play it anymore. All right, guys. I think I have to end stream now. Finally, I wanted to sit here and just keep chilling with you guys all day, but my dog is freaking out and wants to hang out and play. So I need to go give her attention. New high of day. Yeah, you're correct about that. We did. Later, bro. Awesome stream. Dude, today was a stream to remember, I'll be honest. I think today might be one of the best streams of the year. From the gains from people in chat to the posts to the breakdowns to some of the different little posts and stuff, and I hate like crediting myself because it feels like I'm being like egotistical, but I fucking kicked ass in here these past few weeks, past few months, and today was just another one to remember. The analysis too, man. I'm not trying to be like cocky or anything because I hate doing that shit, but I know that's what people have to hear to fucking listen. But man, these updates in stream have been so on par. All you got to do is pay attention. And it's funny too because like I say I'm not trying to be like egotistical, but like go to Trade Floor and like it's crazy to me. Like I sit here and I love giving credit to everybody. And like one of the guys in my chat, Kevo, who makes some of the biggest gains in here because he trades SPX and he's got a bigger account now because he's been building it for literally years in here. Like I'll see days where he like struggles, you know, and he'll lose like a little bit, you know, and then I'll have a day like this, and he'll still, after all that hard work on his end, he'll still say thank you to me. And not even just that, he'll be like, he'll continue to give me credit. And I think that's crazy cool because there's times where I lose confidence and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on alerts and I'm going to focus on being a boring streamer. But sometimes I do like to take that risk and be like, guys, it's going to hold if it does this or that. You know, it's nice to talk about those things in a confident way. But it's nice to see someone like actually doing something from that. Gives me a little bit of a boost as a streamer. Very, very cool. But yeah, I'm just thankful for people like this and Alst as well. With his 25K mark today, very, very cool. Very, very good for him. Been here for a very long time. The different swings in the chat from everybody. The streams, too. I don't even say the streams, but it's a lot. It's a lot. But I hope if you're someone who's new in here, you start to interact more, you engage more. Get into the routine of things. Put yourself out there more. But yeah, and I challenge each of you to invite someone to the group that you think would be someone that could handle it, like someone who could actually like get in here, learn about stuff, and grow, and really just adds to the value of the community. I challenge you though. I challenge you. Invite someone that is worth it. But I'll see you guys later on. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys probably tomorrow. But I'll let you guys know if I have any new swings out. I need to update them actually. But I'll see you guys later on. Have a good rest of your stream. Love you all. Rest of your stream. Rest of your day. Love you all and see you later.